Traditional Danish cuisine is described with the word husmandskost, peasant diet. The everyday food of peasants and working families. It is simple, filling, and based on what could be grown or raised locally. Potatoes, cabbage, rye bread, pork, and fish. Husmandskost was not about luxury. It was about making the most of modest ingredients, served in portions large enough to give strength for a day of hard labor. Dishes like boiled potatoes with gravy, stewed cabbage, and salted herring, and the hearty soups became staples across generations. Peasant housewives would be creative, and with the same few ingredients they invented hundreds of different distinctive dishes that are still eaten today. From husmandskost also grew the tradition of smørrebrød. Originally, smørrebrød was a leftover meal. Toppings from earlier dishes were placed on the top of the nutrient-dense rye bread, turning scraps into a complete and filling portion. Over time, smørrebrød developed into a structured way of eating. Certain combinations became classics: pickled herring with onion and curry sauce, roast beef with remoulade and fried onions, eggs with shrimp and mayonnaise, fried fish fillet with lemon, or liver pâté with bacon and mushrooms. Smørrebrød moved from being a practical use of leftovers to a central feature of the Danish lunch table. Found in homes, workplaces, and celebrations, smørrebrød could be plain for everyday use or richly decorated for festive occasions. Today it is the main part of the traditional cold table, det kolde bord. Sankt Mortens Aften is celebrated on November 10th, the evening before St. Martin's Day. It gathers families for a slow and joyful evening, a time of togetherness where people pause from the stress of daily life, candles are lit, games are played, and families enjoy each other's company. In Danish, Martin became Morten, and so the feast is called Mortens Aften. The tradition goes back to the Middle Ages. According to legend, Saint Martin of Tours did not want to become a bishop. When the people came to appoint him, he hid in a barn, but the geese made so much noise that he was discovered. Because of this story, goose became the traditional meal for the evening. In Denmark, roast goose or Mortens gås was served for centuries. The bird was often stuffed with apples and prunes and eaten with red cabbage, gravy, and potatoes. Both white boiled potatoes and caramelized brown potatoes are common parts of the Mortens Aften meal. Today, goose is still eaten, but many families prepare duck instead. Duck is easier to find in shops, less expensive, and more practical for smaller households. The sides remain the same: red cabbage, gravy, and potatoes, together with the apples and prunes. Mortens Aften comes at the time of year when the harvest is finished and the winter season begins. In earlier times, this was also the season for slaughtering animals and preserving meat for the cold months ahead. On November 10th, Danish families still gather to share roast goose or duck, with the traditional accompaniments continuing a food custom that connects legend, history, and the seasonal rhythm of the year. In Danish folklore, the Nisse, a mischievous house elf, is closely tied to Christmas. For centuries, families believed that the Nisse lived in the attic or the barn of their farmsteads, watching over people and animals alike. He was a double-edged figure, proud, temperamental, and quick to anger if disrespected. To keep the Nisse happy, families served him a bowl of hot rice porridge called risengrød. If neglected, the Nisse might untie the horses, sour the milk, hide the tools, or even bring illness and misfortune. But if cared for with kindness, he would protect the household against fires, disease, and thievery. Over time, the Nisse transformed from a stern guardian of the farm he gradually became generous, warm, and full of Christmas cheer. Still a little mischievous, though only in a playful, childlike way. Rice porridge is still eaten in December, and families still leave out risengrød for the Nisse. From this dish developed another called risalamande, a cold dessert made by mixing leftover risengrød with whipped cream, chopped almonds, and cherry sauce. And with it came a beloved Christmas game. In the ball, one whole almond is hidden, the ball is passed around, and everyone takes their share in turn. Whoever finds the almond wins a special gift. The almond game often fills the evening with laughter, children searching carefully with each spoonful, adults holding back smiles as the dessert is served. Often, the one who finds the almonds will keep it as a secret, hiding it in their mouth or under the spoon, which in amusement, as the rest of the family continue to search eagerly for the almond.